All right, Reggie Edwards, the Front Row Report. I am here with Jason from Building 429. How's it going, man? Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me. This is so exciting.
Yeah, man. Glad to have a few moments, man. I appreciate you for taking time yourself.
Definitely, man. Just got announced not too long ago the lineup for Winter Jam 2015. It's hard to believe it's already Winter Jam 2015. It just seems like last year that you guys were on Winter Jam 2012, but it's been 3 years now. And, man, a lot's happened since you guys did Winter Jam, man. The new album came out, We Will Not Be Shaken, debuted at #1, done a couple tours. You're doing Women of Faith tomorrow in Portland, man. Just talk to me about how everything's been going for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a season of incredible growth, and we're really excited about just what God has done. You know, I mean, I don't think anyone ever sits around and goes, "Well, look at what we pulled off." You know, I mean, I think it's really cool. You know, like Winter Jam being such a huge part of our success, man. Let's be honest, man. That's where we launched the song "Where I Belong," and it kind of was the song that flipped our world upside down. And so, you know, since then we've been out doing our own headlining tours, and which has been a blast. I mean, it's a crazy thing to go out and, you know, be carrying 18-wheelers and, you know, buses all over the place and doing all these really cool shows. But we're really, really excited about Winter Jam because we get to come back home to our friends, to our family, and we know pretty much everybody by name that's going to be on the tour. And, you know, I'm not having to sing an hour and a half every night. It's 20 minutes, man. Go out there and blow up 20 minutes and rest, you know? So, looking forward to it.
For a vocalist, I assume it's, like you said, one of the easier tours to do because, like you said, your voice isn't taking all that strain 9 in and 9 out. And so, you know, a headline run, you're doing between an hour to an hour and 45 sometimes.
Yeah.
A Winter Jam, you know, it's a good 20-30 minute set. Even the headliner only does maybe 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
But it can also be really tough because with, you know, you guys are, 7 or 8 albums in, and each album has done really well for the most part. So you've got a lot of songs that everyone wants to hear, so obviously there's going to be some that you guys are going to be leaving out that people are going to want to hear. So that side of it's got to be tough, and especially trying to fit everything into maybe a 20-30 minute set. But do you have to do any different prep for a tour like Winter Jam?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable amount of prep. I mean, like the set is locked in. It's been sent off to lighting programmers and sent off to video programmers, and, you know, my crew is getting pulled together, and, you know, the prep side of Winter Jam is next level. Because too, you know, you have to figure out what everybody else is doing. You don't want to step on their toes. You want to kind of be doing your own thing. And, but, you know, I'll tell you, you know, I was just thinking, you know, like one of the things that's interesting about Winter Jam is that it's also somewhat dangerous for a singer because you only get 20 minutes, but it's, you know, 15 minutes or whatever you get, but it's 15,000 people. So you have got to be careful to not go out there and blow your voice up because it's easy to do. I mean, you can blow your voice up in a single song, you know what I mean? So it's one of those cool things where, like, if you walk out into that tour really well prepped and ready to go, then it can be a whole lot of fun. But, you know, at the same time, like you said, we have to drop a few songs here and there. Man, we just don't have enough time to play them all. So, you know, we try to do every time we make an appearance on Winter Jam, we want it to be a little bit different than the last time because we know that there are a lot of people who this is the only show they get to go to every year. So we give them something a little bit different, and we play the songs that we know that they'd string us up for if we didn't play them. You know what I mean? So
right. So we know Where I Belong is gonna be in the set.
Right.
You know, all the big hits are gonna be in there, but there's always those fans who their favorite song is like the most, you know, a song that maybe you're like, we would never play that live, or we've never played that live before, but that's their song. And there's always going to be somebody who's going to, it's like their favorite song is like the 4th song on like the first album or an EP they've heard on YouTube. It's like, I don't even remember the words to that song. We can't play it live. So
yeah, you know, it's funny that we now that we're in, I guess we're, you know, this is 6-7 records in. There are definitely songs that people will walk up to me sometimes. They'll mention a song, and I'll be like, "Did I write that?" And they'll sing the melody. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that. You know, but you know, it's one of those. I mean, what a blessing to have that many, to have a career that's been as long as ours has been, and to still be relevant and to still be an influencer in the industry is ridiculous. So we're so thankful for that.
Definitely. And preparing for a tour like Winter Jam, I'd assume another element that adds a little bit of a pressure is Winter Jam itself brings an extra element of production as well. You've got all these LED screens, and the Winter Jam stage setup is different every year, so you have to accommodate for that as well too, which adds to it too. And
it does.
I can't imagine how tough that's got to be to prepare for. And,
you have to figure out what your mantra is going to be, and for us, our mantra is to draw people in close, and to we say this a lot, and this may be different from everybody else, but we play to the people in the very back seat and the very highest seat farthest away from the stage. Those are the people that we want to play the concert to, because if we can play it to them and we can get them dancing in their seat or singing along, then we're highly confident of the people right in front of us, And so that's what you have to do. And you got all these different elements, and if you walk in there and you don't have it programmed to your set, your songs, it can kind of look just kind of flash and trash is what we call it. And so we just really want to be intentional with every element. And like I said, we've got a guy that's in the studio right now programming everything lighting-wise for Winter Jam. We've got a wardrobe person working on whatever it is we're going to be wearing every night. We got a guy out there working on video, and me in the middle of that listening to my 15-second gap, trying to whittle down what am I going to say in 15 seconds that is profound and matters. Right. It's not just everybody make some noise. You know what I mean? So that's it's definitely a lot of thought that goes into it.
Definitely. And at what point? I mean, I know we all get the announcement in like maybe early November who's going to be on, but I imagine you guys find out, before that. At what point do you know we're doing Winter Jam? At what point is it like we need to start getting ready for this tour? Because it's one of the biggest Christian tours of the year. There's Winter Jam, and then the Rock and Worship Roadshow are probably the two biggest tours of the year in Christian music.
Yeah, and that's pretty simple. I mean, for us, we knew we were on Winter Jam last summer, and we already had our show. The second that we signed the contract to do it, I'm in my studio programming the show. Nice. And it's been locked down. We've known what we were going to do for the last 3 months, and now it's just a matter of being able to pull all the people who haven't had time to program yet because they're working on all their other tours, pulling them in for this tour. So you have this huge outline, and we have a big whiteboard. There's a Winter Jam whiteboard, and it talks about street team. It talks about production. What are the cool elements that we're going to bring that no one else would have? What are lighting, video, merchandising. How are we going to stay close to it? How long are we going to sign autographs? Are they going to let us sign autographs? Will the arena even let us sign autographs till the whole line's done? All those types of things that we're kind of detailing out.
One thing I love about Winter Jam, especially this year, is there's a couple bands on there who have maybe a mainstream following as well. Skillet has a lot of non-Christian fans, as does Family Force 5. And so you can have a lot of fans coming out to the show on Winter Jam who maybe aren't Christians, who are atheists, who love the music, or maybe who know the band, some of the bands, but have no idea that it's a Christian tour or that they're Christian bands. So it gives a lot of the, maybe the Building 429's, the Francescas, a chance to really, really witness and minister to a crowd that maybe wouldn't normally come out to see Building 429. Is that something that maybe you guys have thought about, and is that something that affects what you're going to say in between songs?
Well, I'll tell you this. John, who is just an awesome guy and a good friend from Skillet, you know what, dude? He is not afraid. I mean, even in his mainstream shows, he brings the heat. That's just who he is. He's going to bring the truth. And so, I have no doubt that John will bring some profound message. And that's one of the things I love about him is he's so much deeper than anybody gives him credit for. I mean, the guy is deep, man. He thinks about how he can use his influence for the sake of the gospel, and he details that out as much as, honestly, a lot of the things that Building does, we've learned from watching them, because they're good friends and they've been kind enough to help us out along the way. So, I I definitely know that the people who come for Skillet, they know that they're going to get him talking about God. There's no way around it. He's going to say it's Jesus, and you're going to have to get over it if you don't like it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And you know, for me, I just feel like, you know, it's cool that they do that thing, and my job is to just be who I am. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be out there and be worried about what anybody thinks or what they say about me or what they won't say. You know, that's just not who I am at this phase of my career, and so. And we'll focus on us, and we're gonna trust that God has put together this conglomeration of different styles of music. I mean, Francesca and us couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
You know, Jeremy Camp and us at one time were similar, but not now. I mean, we're completely different. Same thing with. So they've really done a good job of kind of separating the lineup out, and I think each artist in their own way. Man, there's nobody on this tour that's young and hasn't done this before.
Right.
Like, this is one of the first tours that I've seen where, like, every single artist on it has been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like, even the For King and Country thing, like, the For King and Country thing is so funny because people are like, oh, man, they've been awesome in the last 4 or 5 years. No. They've been a band for 10 years. You just didn't know it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, so, exactly. And most bands on Winter Jam this year are returning to Winter Jam. Most of the bands have been on it in some form. I think Viridia may be one of the only bands that hasn't done Winter Jam yet.
Yeah.
Even Blanca did it with Group 1 Crew. And so
that's right.
Everybody knows what they're getting into this time around, and I would assume that that's going to make for an even better show. And even you touched on it. Nobody on this bill is really, I think maybe Skill and Family Force 5 are the only two that are even maybe similar musically. It's just something for everybody on this tour. And in the same way, everybody's going to maybe get a taste of something that they're not big on musically, you know.
Sure, that'll happen.
You know, there's Skillet for the rockers, there's Jeremy Camp for the worship fans, the contemporary Christian fans. He even has some heavier stuff even. But it's going to be really cool. I love Winter Jam because there's a little bit of taste of something for everybody on this, but everybody's coming back. It's going to be really fun. It's like a big reunion.
It really is kind of one of those crazy, like, reunion tours. And what's cool, though, is it's a reunion tour of people who are still highly relevant. It's not like, you know, they pull people that, you know, they're trying to make one last run at it. I mean, everybody on this tour in their own right has got hit songs out, big records out. Mm-hmm. So, you know, what I'm interested in and what I'm looking forward to is first night. You know, seeing, you know, the last time that we did Winter Jam, I mean, first night managers were freaking out, lighting guys, you know, because everybody's trying to get it right. Yeah. And it's actually hilarious, you know, like, it's really funny, you know, and so it's really one of those cool things this time where I don't feel that pressure, and I doubt very seriously that there's anyone who does feel that, man. I think it's going to just be a big old family hangout.
I think it's going to be a continuation for a lot of bands because the Winter Jam sets are so short. So it's going to be like for you guys, it's going to be like a continuation of what you did the last time around. So. Exactly,
and you know, and it'll be. I mean, we'll be playing new stuff and all that kind of jazz, but you know, it's just going to be a big old. I think you said it right. I mean, I think it's going to be a family reunion. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly, and finally, We Will Not Be Shaken. Been out for about maybe a year and a half now, going on 2 years this coming year. Are there any plans for a new album in 2015 or 16?
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I'm writing it right now, and I'll be finishing up all the writing while I'm on Winter Jam, and we'll be recording right after it. We are going to play one new song on the tour. So
awesome.
So it's going to be honestly. We're really looking forward to it because this is going to be kind of the coming out party for our new record. So
nice.
We're going to kind of preemptively launch it and get it up and running, and you know, again, people will be able to buy this the new song. We're going to do it as like a extended edition of We Won't Be Shaken, but it's also going to carry over to the new record. But it's a new flavor, it's a new sound, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be a lot of fun.
Last time you debuted a song on Winter Jam went really, really well. So
yeah.
Hopefully this one.
You know, I'm not going to hold my breath that we get that kind of result again. You know, I think it's one of those funny things where you look at, you know, young bands get that opportunity for people to go, oh my gosh, who is that? You know, and you only get one shot at that. once people know you, that kind of disappears, and then you got to work for your big songs. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we do what we're gonna do.
It's going to be awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today. It's been awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Cannot wait for the show. March 20th in Indianapolis, March 19th, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Tour starts, I think, January 2nd in Charleston. It's going to be epic. So
it's going to be epic. That's the right word, man.
Man, thank you so much, man. Have a great afternoon.
Yes, have a good day.
All right, see ya.